going live. Can you confirm that y'all confirm that you see it? Well, the stuff that's important, rather. I can hear it. I can hear it on my end, so that's good. All right, so
Just send me the link whenever you can.
It's on the check our show announcements. It'll be there.
Our show announcements. I don't have the pings for that. I don't know where that is.
Then scroll down, you lazy person.
I am not like.
It's literally a couple link.
There it is.
You suck.
Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna type my channel in there. There y'all go.
All right, cool. Anyways, I'm presuming everything is good, so I am going to move back into the audience, and y'all do your thing.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to the Q&A with FoxReed Q&A session. I'm your host, MC Voices. I'm your host, MC Voices, and with me is co-host Blue Jolts.
Everybody gets the name.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that. And we also have our very special guest, is FoxReed.
Hello, good evening, or good day, I guess.
Welcome. So we're going to ask a few questions for you right here, and then we'll move to audience questions.
All right.
So my first question is this. What first got you into Sonic?
That's actually a very funny question because in my country, we just grew up with Super Nintendo, so I just grew up with Super Mario. I had no idea who Sonic was. I saw him here and there on TV at some point, then the movies came out, and that actually got me really interested in the series. I personally haven't really played the games because I didn't have the consoles per se. I played some Sonic Adventure, I guess. I played, of course, Frontiers, and the last one that came out with the murder of Sonic. But I was mostly interested in the movies, but I got more deeply into the comics. I am in love with the comics. That's 90% of my Sonic information, let's say. I wish I really could play the Black Knight, because I've seen all the games that have been played on YouTube since, well, no way to play them. But I would love to play the Black Knight. It's my favorite story, it's my favorite series of them all, and I would draw them all day if I had the time.
Yeah, I've seen several of your Black Knight artwork. Those were really good.
Yeah, that was back when I was still painting. I kind of dropped painting because it's very time consuming for me. Like, I can even stay on a painting up to, I think the longest one was 2 weeks that I kept rendering and modifying stuff. So it's easier for me to do cell shading. It's more practical as well. As a fun fact about me, I'm a doctor. I'm a surgeon. And drawing for me is actually increasing my dexterity. So imagine that I'm going to the hospital and I'm wearing a Sonic t-shirt and I have to scrub into the surgery. And that's really quite funny to see.
And so what country are you from?
I'm from Dracula's country, Romania.
Oh, nice.
In Europe.
Nice.
I've never been to the US. I really hope I'm gonna visit the US one day. But that's pretty much with Sonic on my end. Sadly, I wish I had more on him. I wish I grew up with him, but sadly I didn't. So I'm just playing catch up right now. I cannot come to the Chaos Creators.
So, what got you into art?
I'm sorry?
What got you into art?
I've always drawn. Ever since I was a kid, I used to draw horses. That was my obsession. I don't know why. Every time, even before I was starting homework or anything, I was drawing horses. Then later, when I got into middle school, I managed to get myself a computer and a tablet. I had the Genius drawing tablet, very, very old ones. And I started drawing Naruto, Bleach anime back in the time. And after that, I had like breaks on and off because I was also in high school. I went to university, and during university years, I didn't really have time to draw. And I restarted again last year when I got a gift from my fiance, a drawing tablet, because my older one broke, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this. I don't want to draw anymore. I got other stuff to do, but I had Sonic. I had an interest, and I had a drawing tablet, so I had to put my hands into effect.
Nice.
Hmm.
Oh my god, I can show you guys my first ever Sonic drawing that I did, which is terrible.
Put
One second.
in the discussion chat.
I can
Yes.
say this right now. It could not be terrible than mine.
1 second, because I don't have them anymore. They're on DeviantArt.
Mm.
On DeviantArt's actually you can find my whole collection of drawings ever since I started drawing ever.
Ooh, nice.
This is the first time I ever drew Sonic, which I'm still horrified by him.
Whoa.
Oh, hold up. Whoa.
That actually looks
Okay,
really good.
no, that looks really good. Was this based off of the original design or like the newer one?
The movie one, because I told you I got more caught up with the Sonic from the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Henceforth, my name.
Yeah, I love the movies. I cannot wait for the third movie to come out.
Same.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I'm
It's a lot better than my first drawing of Sonic.
Yeah, and then I started evolving. I started studying the character. I had no clue how to draw Morbian characters. I just drew anime till then. I was very much into Full Metal Alchemist. It was my favorite anime series. And I drew it to oblivion. If you look on my DeviantArt, I have tons of drawings with Edward Eric and Winry and all the characters from Full Metal Alchemist.
Nice.
And that was the time and then I took a break from drawing, and after that I got into South Park, and I started drawing South Park characters. It was about the time, if you guys know, when the game Phone Destroyer came out, and I started recreating the characters as in cards from the games. And at some point, one guy that was working for Phone Destroyer contacted me and asked me if I want to draw for the game.
Nice.
Okay.
That was
So do you have anything you like to draw besides Sonic or South Park? Or Naruto or whatever?
No, this is pretty much my I can show you one of my best rated South Park drawings, which is from the game.
Nice.
I'm not actually gonna say the name of the game. It's the second game after Stick of Truth because it's quite bad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and after South Park, I kind of stopped. I used to draw back when I started drawing. I used to draw in Photoshop CS5, I think it was called. I had terrible hand-to-eye coordination, but then as I started drawing and exercising, I increased my hand coordination, and ironically, this helped me a lot in actual surgeries, because if you guys know by any chance laparoscopic surgeries, where you insert tubes in a person to do the surgery with the camera, you need excellent hand-to-eye coordination, and I I had mine really well trained because of this. And this is also a reason why I do not switch to a screen tablet. I'm still using no screen tablet.
Wow, nice. So, in what ways has your art really helped you in your surgery?
Better hand-to-eye coordination, better dexterity. When I was working with my old boss back in when I was an intern, I was literally the first one to see a bleeding, and he was like, "How did you even see this?" I play video games and I draw on the computer. I have very good eyes, trust me.
Nice. So, what got you into surgery?
I always liked working with my hands. I used to when I was in middle school and in high school, I used to attend this anime Japanese themed summer camp, and I went to the summer camp for like 15 years, and I made a lot of friends there, of course. And they also had these workshops, like they were doing stencils, they were doing origami, and I used to love doing origami. So anything that I can work with my hands, I love to do that. And I'm really grateful that I had a mentor in my internship that wasn't the type of surgeon that was we used to call them here butchers, literally, because they say they are people that just work very fast and don't pay attention to the patient itself. But my mentor was a person that paid a lot of attention to the patient, and he was obsessed with having a very clean surgery done in terms of how the wound would look or how the surgery would look after the actual operation. So I learned very delicate maneuvers and skills from him, and this also helped me in drawing, ironically, so they kind of worked hand in hand.
Okay,
Pretty
so
neat.
are there any drawings that you're most proud of?
Yes, I'll show you guys. I actually have a few that I'm quite proud of. I generally don't like any of my drawings. After I finish it, I show it to a few friends, and they're like, "Oh wow, it's great! How did you do that?" And I'm like, "No, this is ugly. I don't like it." I really like this one that turned out with a redraw of the poster from Sonic X with Sonic and Shadow that I
Wow.
did.
Nice.
And
Good.
probably my all-time favorite one is
Wow.
this one that I did. Where is it? This one. That's also my avatar.
Ah, yes, I see that.
I loved the idea when the mods came out from Sonic Frontier. Someone modded an emo rock Sonic, and I was like, wait, I can take this further. And I imagined him. The costume that I designed for him is from the band My Chemical Romance. If you know the album The Black Parade, they have similar costumes, and I imagined him literally fitting in that atmosphere and rocking on a stage.
Wow, nice.
And I still draw him up to this point, and I kind of like to think he's a bit a mine and as an AU, because I don't have an OC. I just draw canon characters. I do have something I can show you guys. A work in progress that I'm working on right now. I think I can share screen. I can do this. I draw on Clip Studio Paint now. I recently just upgraded to the 2.0, and I'm working on this one right now.
Wow.
I can barely see. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I just finished this afternoon the line art, and I plan to color it after the interview.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks real good.
Voice cracks.
Yes, that's Sonic and Amy. That's the new Amy model from, I think, Sonic Dash, is it? And
Yeah.
my model of Supersonic, the rock metal one. And I have a little collection that I gave to Leah for the a cartoon night yesterday, that I drew like a little collection of Sonic, Amy, Shadow, and Silver in super forms playing instruments. Where is it? 1 second. It's
Sorry.
oh, come on. It's this one here.
Ooh. Yeah, look, those look really good.
Yeah, this is also why I switched to cell shading. I can draw faster and I can draw more. I can show you guys one painting of mine that took me 2 weeks to do. I like integrating Sonic, Tails, Silver Shadow, all the characters, mostly Sonic, in other universes. So I crossed him with Gravity Falls. I crossed him with Over the Garden Wall. What else did I do? I did a couple of crossovers, and I really enjoy doing them. And
It's good to experiment with a lot of cool new things when it comes to artists and drawing.
I really like doing this. I don't have the original file, but this is the painting that I did. This took me 2 weeks to do.
Whoa.
Just by painting the forest, it took me a long time. And I love this one. This one's very special for me because my fiance and I are really big fans of Over the Garden Wall.
That's pretty neat.
Oh, yeah.
I also have them crossed with Gravity Falls, if I can find it. Oh yeah, I also crossed them with Wednesday. I drew Sonic and Shadow as Wednesday and the blonde girl, what's her name? I forgot her name right now. Yeah, I had that a screenshot in mind with them, and I was like, oh my god, these guys would look so well in this picture together. So I drew them. I also have what else can I show you guys? This was one of my most popular drawings that I did before Sonic Frontiers started. This got retweeted by the Sonic channel on Twitter, and I was like,
wow.
what? This also painting, and I really enjoy doing this one. I really wanted to draw a confrontation between Sonic and Sage.
Now, is that the movie version of Sonic or normal version?
Yeah, that's actually a really funny story. Let me tell you what happened with this drawing in particular. I was drawing this, and I still had Sonic's movie version in mind. And my fiance, passes and goes to the kitchen to make himself a tea, and he's like, "Why does Sonic have orange arms?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll just draw them blue." He gets his tea, he comes back to his computer, and he's like, "Why does he have blue arms?" And I'm like, "Will you ever be happy with my stuff?" So I just let the blue arms be.
Hang on, where'd the orange come from? That's my question.
From what I understood, it's from the games just to be distinguished in the pixelated version. That's why he has the different color, I think.
That wasn't Okay, in the games, I'm gonna be a nerd here for a sec. They weren't orange, they were tanned. Like, they were tanned. They were pixelated tanned versions of his arms. So they were kind of match the shading effects and the kind of like the pixelated version. His arms have always been the same color of his skin. I can see why you got confused.
Yeah, but he really always likes to make fun of me. Why does he have this color of the arms? Why is he blue? Why is he tan? Why is he orange? And I'm like, please, just let me draw, okay?
You know, I personally kind of enjoy seeing modern Sonic. I'm just gonna call him modern game Sonic, kind of with blue arms sometimes, because it kind of gives him a bit more of a distinguished look, just in my eyes. It is awkward considering about how we see him nowadays, but if you really think about it, if you gave him more of like the fur and you just made his arms blue, it would give him more of a distinct hedgehog look, like how he would have been.
We actually had in plan at some point to get ourselves a hedgehog as a pet. And we were like, what name would we give him? And my fiance's like, Sonic, no. Shadow, no. Silver, no. I want to call him Thor. Is that a problem with you?
Thor the Hedgehog. Look out, everybody. He'll summon the mighty hammer.
This is another drawing I also got quite a lot of attention on. I don't even know why. Then it clicked. I did this for Halloween. I was seeing on Twitter a lot of pictures of Batman, and I was like, what if Sonic could be Batman? I mean, Roger Craig Smith actually voices Batman, and I just drew this, and the next day I ended up like over 2,500 likes on that picture, and I was like, what happened?
You know what's funny, actually? This is a very true story. So you know the whole Blue Justice joke for like the Sonic movie?
Yeah.
I did a comic dub on that, and it was like movie Sonic as Batman, but he named himself Blue Justice. I did a comic dub on that. It was the funniest thing I've ever done. I love that artwork though. I can tell what I have the picture of the artwork you drew that based off of. I can see what it was based off of. It looks really good.
All right. I'm also a little obsessed with studying Excalibur Sonic's armor and Lancelot. And I do have 2 drawings I did of Excalibur Sonic. One is this one. Where is it? Oh, I'll show you Lancelot because I found him first. Did this Lancelot. This is one. And I have a drawing of Excalibur that I did for an event on another server. I didn't even plan on drawing him, but I put so much effort and love into this specific drawing. I just loved how it turned out.
Behold, the power of God and anime in your hand.
Yeah, they kind of played nice, but now if you'd ask me, for instance, to draw anime, to draw Naruto or anything, I don't think I remember how to draw them because I think it's been over, let me think, 15 years since I drew them.
Dang.
Yes, I am old. I know, I admit it, and I'm really proud to be a Sonic fan at my age.
Yeah.
I'm young and inexperienced with Sonic. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sonic and the Black Knight is one of my brother and mine's favorite games. And I think I've shown him a few pieces of your artwork in the Black Knight version, and every time he sees him, he goes, "Awesome!"
Yeah, I love drawing their armors. They're so unique, and I love giving them that metallic effect. I can actually show you how I do it, because I have this one. 1 second, let me find it. It's this one, I think, yes. Right, so if I erase everything... No sword. I used to paint everything on layers. Back when I used to paint, I used to capture one color on a layer, and I would shade that one on that specific layer. After that, I just mashed everything into one layer and I painted over, and that ended up such a mess. This is
That's
also
a lot of layers.
why I quit painting. Yes, my biggest painting has over 200 layers.
Gee.
And I know
Wow.
each and every one of them what it is.
Was it like a huge
Wow.
poster board or something like that? What did you draw?
My Meadow Supersonic. That one has over 200 layers.
Was it like the actual Metal Sonic, or did you draw like one of his forms?
No, the one I showed you guys earlier, that's also my avatar.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right,
metal.
so
Not metal Sonic.
I start with a base. I generally have a line art that's above, which I cannot find right now. Don't ask me to find that in all these layers. I do the first layer of shading, which is a darker color of the base color. After that, another layer of shading, so 2 shadows already. Then I add some reflections, which I reflected from. I generally like to use colors one next to each other, so I used yellow, and after that I went to red, purplish, and then blue. So after that I added the blue, and then the highlight. And sometimes I use also 2 lights on one drawing, like this one, for instance. You can see here, it's actually, you can see the differences. And then I just add little bits of elements to each of them. Base color, 2 shadows, 1 or 2 lights, and the character starts to form.
That's pretty neat.
So they're really, really satisfying to do. I'm using a set of brushes for painting that belong to Dave Greco. And if I'm not mistaken, he actually does artwork for World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Wow.
This is also a little obsession of mine, to find brushes that I really like. That I like how they feel in my hand, because I've seen so many speed paints and so many other artists draw, even on stream or on YouTube, and I look up their brushes and I try them myself, and I realize that none of these brushes actually work for me. And then I stumbled upon Dave Greco, another set of brushes that I use also a lot is Yuming Lee's, which is a kid's coloring book artist, and Devin Ellen Kurtz, I think is her name. She does a lot of fan arts for different series. She also has great brushes, especially for grass, for trees, for leaves that I'm using. But currently, I'm just using these little ones that are like nothing special, hard round, and some how do you call it? Some basic textured brushes. That okay. What else can I show you guys? Let's see. I also love doing collabs. I have a server with some of my friends, and we generally pick posters from any Sonic IDW comic or the OVAs that we did recently. We each pick a character and we draw them, and in the end, after like a month, we mash them all together.
All right.
Nice.
This is a Frontiers one that we did, for instance.
Oh, I like all the different art styles there.
Exotic.
It's so nice to see so many art styles mashed into one picture. It's
So what character is yours?
satisfying. I did Tails.
Oh, looks adorable there.
This is another one we did from the OVA. I did Sonic here.
Oh, nice.
Which other ones? This was our latest one that we did for Prime. I did Knuckles, and we added Shadow here as a bonus.
Nice.
Yeah, we do these collabs like 1 or 2 a month, and we actually have one in the works now, which is for an IDW cover that hopefully we're gonna finish in around a week or so. What else do we have? We have a Sonic Riders one as well. I did Sonic here. I always end up drawing Sonic. Nobody wants to draw Sonic. I don't understand why.
Sonic is everywhere. He's everywhere. He's on the poster boards. No one takes down his face, and nobody gives any. I'm just kidding. You have one of like maybe Sonic Unleashed, Sonic, the Sonic movie, or maybe older games as well. Maybe like Sonic 3 and Knuckles or something like that.
No, we do not have that. And the first drawing that I showed you guys with Sonic, that was like one of my only attempts to draw the movie Sonic.
Is he that difficult to draw? That's just my question.
He has this very weird eye format that I don't really get. Like, I got so used to drawing him now, like, in the games, it just stuck to me. And if you'd ask me to draw him now movie style, I don't think I could do that. I can do his fur, but that's about it.
It's pretty neat, though.
So, who's one thing you've always wanted to draw but haven't yet?
I want to draw. I'd actually like to draw all the characters from the Black Knight. I just did Lancelot and Excalibur Sonic, and I'd like to draw the other ones as well. Blaze, Knuckles. I haven't done them. Amy either. I love drawing and coloring armors, and I want to think, and I kind of think I'm decent at it, so I'm just gonna empower that.
I look forward to seeing that.
Hopefully in the future, because armors take a lot of time to project, because how I draw the characters in armors, for example Excalibur Sonic, I first have to draw Sonic holding Caliburn. Then I start to put on each and every part of his body and face, I start to put the arm pieces. And I do that by looking at the 3D model of the armor itself. So I'm kind of like, okay, this is square here, this is triangular, this shouldn't be like this, it should be curved like this, and that takes me probably days to figure out. I'm doing it a little faster now, but it still takes a while.
Right. Hang on, I got a question. What advice do you have for any artists here and now? Like any aspiring advice, anything that they could reach for to help improve their artwork or for starting out?
Just draw, honestly, and use references. I cannot draw without references. I have Pinterest, I have a reference file of over 1,000 images, and I just pull them all up, and when I want to draw a character in a specific pose, I just look for that pose, and I try to draw it. Like I mostly find human poses, so I try to draw it as a Sonic character with bigger arms because their anatomy is modified. Try to experiment with new techniques in drawings. Look up on YouTube, on DeviantArt, on Twitter. Nowadays, everyone shares their process of drawings. So look them up, try them out yourself, try and copy other artists. It's no shame. Try and copy them if you can learn something from them. This is how I did. One of my favorite artists on Twitter is Space Colony, and if by any chance anyone knows her works, she has some incredible paintings with Sonic and Shadow especially done. And I tried to replicate her technique, and I learned a lot from it. I learned to mix better colors, I learned better rendering, how to do the forms and the shapes of the characters better, but I concluded that that technique's not for me. Yet I still got bits and pieces from watching her draw, and I incorporated in my own work.
Really smart. So, what character do you find easy to draw?
Sonic. I draw him all the time. Sonic and Shadow. They're my favorite. I could draw them all day.
Yes, my time has reached in the beginning.
What do you find easy about them?
I got used to their bone structure and their proportions mostly. Probably my biggest problem with drawing Sonic is figuring out his quills. I never can get his quills right. Ever. Sorry?
Hang on, just a sec.
Okay.
He is cold. He has left his duty. What is he doing?
I heard a knock,
Anyway.
and there was a knock on the door.
There was a knock on the door, and he left his duty.
I
Dare this panelist. Anyway, another question I have is, it was on the top of my mind. Okay, when it comes to drawing either Sonic characters or other characters, how exactly do you find the best way for you to basically get them into the right setting or get the right area for shading? You know what I mean? Like, how do you set the mood for the characters? How do you know when to set it and how to set it?
I generally, before I start drawing the characters, let's say I have a pose in mind. Like, for instance, I did Sonic and Shadow dressed up as Harry Potter characters because I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. And how I do that is I put the characters in position, and then I start painting from the background first. The background is always my biggest problem. I can share this one that I did here. So I start doing the background first, and then I start painting the characters. And I knew, for instance, in this specific one, that I wanted the light to come from the wand. I wanted it to be nighttime. I wanted the dark colors, so I started with that. Generally, it's advised to do the background first, because most of the times, and I saw a lot of artists do this, they end up painting or drawing the most amazing character, and then they put a gradient in the background. Like, come on, you can do a little better than that. Put some shapes, some forms, anything there.
Right.
Or they just leave it blank completely.
Yeah, so you mean just try to be more exotic with the pieces of art if you can.
Yeah, try to put the main character into as the main focus point, but don't ignore the background. Make the background a little more dim in terms of color, shapes, and figures, and make the characters pop. And this is also another thing what I like to do with my drawings. Everyone on my server, for instance, knows that I'm obsessed with chromatic aberration. This is literally a setting you can do in most drawing programs, that you can move the reds, the greens, and the blues in the image in specific directions and get kind of like this psychedelic effect. You can see it in, let me find a drawing that actually can see it well. And yeah, this one worked. With this one that I did with silver, for instance, you can see the chromatic aberration effect on his quills. Like, you see the colors that are shifted from the main form of the character.
Whoa, that's trippy.
Yeah, I love to do this. I love to do this.
feel like my mind is going into the paradox prism.
Yeah, and this is one of my quote unquote signature elements that you can find in my drawings.
I really like how you give them kind of their like his own kind of rock star outfit, but you kind of give him more of that round rock star look by giving him his super form. I really enjoy that. It kind of brings more of his the expression of the character out.
Yeah, I started with this was the first one of the series that I did with Sonic, and I really love the whole idea of them jumping a little bit of perspective and playing playing a guitar or a bass guitar or simply on the microphone like I did Amy, and I continued this little collection, let's call it. And I still want to do Burning Blaze from this series.
Ooh.
That woman's on
might as
fire.
well jump! Sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, I need to draw more Silver and Blaze. I love those two characters as well, but I haven't really gotten around. I haven't really gotten around to doing them too much.
Oh, hey, I mean, you should if you want to. I really do enjoy seeing some of your drawings. I've actually went on some of your social media. Your drawings are very exotic. I just love the way you have all the characters positioned up and basically how you draw them in your own style. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yes, yes, it does.
There's also it adds a uniqueness that makes it pop out more.
Yes.
Yeah, there's also this thing, like, for instance, if you try to copy another artist, for instance, let's say you want to learn from his style, you end up doing probably the same thing in terms of steps in a drawing progress, but it's not going to be the same because you're still going to twitch a little bit more than what the actual artist did. So I don't really find that as a copying technique. It's literally just developing your own, taking from each artist what you like and putting it into your own artworks. I learned this chromatic aberration, for instance, from a YouTuber called Ross Draws. He's quite famous, probably a few people heard of him.
Right.
Because I've seen so many drawings up till then that had like this moving effect, especially in cyberpunk drawings, and I had no idea how to do that. So I tried to over-specialize a little bit, let's say, in these effects. Because in all my drawings that you're gonna find an effect.
Yeah, like my personal experience, I used to copy stuff from a famous animator named Eric Goldberg. The way he would draw his characters out, like different Disney characters, sometimes Warner Brothers characters, and all that. And as I was drawing my own stuff, I would incorporate some of his stuff into my drawings. And so I get where you're coming from.
Right. Hang on, you want to give the audience kind of a chance to answer some questions? Because I don't know how long we've been going on for, almost about an hour.
Oh wow, okay, time passes fast.
Yeah.
Sure.
When you're Sonic fans, time flies by fast more than you can run with your own feet.
I could never get tired of this.
Yeah, can't go fast! So anyway, you want to call the first person, Jolt?
Sure. Let's see. Let's do Sally Acorn first. I can't seem to press any buttons, apparently. There we go.
I can do that. Hang on.
I got it.
Hello!
Hello there.
Well, it's nice to meet you, FoxReed.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for coming.
No problem. Before I give you a question, I just want to say congratulations that your art was on the Sonic official stream last Thursday of Detective Tales.
Oh yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, I saw that.
Alrighty, so I have a question for you. What was it like when you draw Detective Tales from the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog?
What was it like?
To draw Detective Tails in the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
The second I saw him in the game, I was like, I need to put a pipe in this guy's hand to look like Sherlock Holmes. He needs to look like this. And that's literally what I did the next day.
Holmes, Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I just imagined him like, elementary, my dear Watson. And I was guessing the Watson is your own character that you play, and I was like, I need to put a pipe in this guy's hand and draw him like in this Sherlock Holmes pose, trying to figure out the case, being a little grumpy and being like, no, I just told you that it's not in the trash can. There's nothing in there.
Oh yeah, the moment that I saw when Amy was like looking at Sonic's dead pose, she'd be like, "Yay, my darling Sonic is dead!" And I was like, "Whoa, Amy!"
Oh my god, yeah, I was just saying there. I was like, what the hell? What's wrong here?
Oh my goodness gracious, silly old Pink Rose.
Yeah, that was really, really fun. That was such a fun game too. It was such a relaxing game to play.
Yeah, only on PC. It sucks that it's not on the console, which it really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not much of a console player. I have a PS4 sitting right under my TV, but I've only played God of War on it.
Oh, gotta respect the God of War or the Ghost of Sparta. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Found it absolutely hilarious. Like, just hang on, just so that way we don't waste too much time. I'm just gonna say this quickly. Amy's
Yeah.
reaction to just basically how she was talking about how, yay, Sonic was dead, and how she kept literally going after everybody else and not even trying to follow along with the clues. It was absolutely hilarious to me.
Yeah,
She was in her own little world. I mean, it was her birthday, and she's like, "Oh, Sonic's okay. He's just playing dead. We're just gonna ignore him and continue with our game."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should move on to the next question so that way we give everybody a chance to speak.
Alright, go ahead. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for
Alright, thank you
coming.
for coming up.
No
Yeah,
problem.
thanks for coming up. Alright, I'll choose the next person. I think
pressed
I'm
the
gonna
wrong button.
choose Kevin here.
Alrighty, the Kev man.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, Kevin.
My question is there anything you wish you could get in your country, Sonic-wise? Like, whether it be like the merchandise or the comics or the game, things like that?
I would honestly kill someone right now for comics. I have not seen a single Sonic comic in my country.
That's a big call.
Like, I can find Marvel comics, I can find DC comics. I go to we have 2 comic book stores in my city, and I go to them almost every week, and I still look for Sonic comics, and I haven't found anything yet.
That seems to be the biggest complaint of the fans overseas. Like, they cannot get the IDW comic.
No, I sadly read them online. The Archie ones, also the Fleetway. I love the Fleetway ones, and I couldn't get my hands on any of them. I went to Comic-Con last year in my country, and I looked for anything Sonic related. I had a T-shirt on me with the movie Sonic that I found in Italy, and one guy actually pulled me over and I was like, "Who's this guy on your T-shirt? Are you for real?"
Oh, well, I hope you get the opportunity to get the actual comics one day.
I sure hope so. I hope I'm probably gonna try and grab from Amazon the ones that are based on the artwork of the IDW comics. I think they're coming out in October, November, something like that this year.
Yeah,
And
that's what I heard too.
I'll try to grab those.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Well, thank you for answering my question.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming up. I almost
Thanks
said
for coming
something
up,
else. Okay. Sorry, I almost said something else. Anyway, who's up next?
There are 2 more hands raised.
Let's do Trey next, and then we'll do Nezuko.
Okay. Of course, Nizuko was up first. But okay,
My bad.
let's do Trey. Hey, Trey.
Hey, I
Hello.
want to say, it's a great pleasure meeting you, FoxReed.
Thank you for coming, and it's a pleasure to meet you too.
No problem. So, my question is for you is, what are your thoughts about Sonic and Shadow?
I love their chemistry. I just love how Shadow's like, "Meh, meh, 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 meh," and Sonic's like, "Ah, you faker." I just love that. I just love their chemistry. Not in a romantic shipping way. I just love how both characters interact and they work so well together. They're like yin and yang.
That was
This
awesome.
this is also why I love drawing them so much.
I'd say the chemistry between Sonic and Shadow is probably like the best you could have in the Sonic community, considering how well they bounce off of each other, just as rivals.
They're just perfect.
Yep. So, have anything else for us, Trey?
Nope, I'm good.
Alrighty.
Well, thanks for the question. Hey.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for the question as well.
No problem. You'll have a great day.
You too.
Likewise.
Alrighty, so we only got one more question, and if y'all have no more, we can wrap up this Q&A. If that's okay.
I'll invite Nezuko up right now.
Alrighty. Let's do it.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello.
I am pretty sad that the panel is gonna end early. But I have like so many questions, and I'll try to make this quick.
I'm still up for talking
away.
after the panel if you want.
Oh, okay. So my question is, have you ever like found drawing backgrounds that have you ever like found drawing backgrounds very hard?
I always struggle with backgrounds. That's why I try to draw the background first and try to imagine the characters in a specific background, so I don't just splash the characters on a paper, a canvas, and figure out how to draw something on the background after. Like I did with my last silver drawing, for instance. I had no idea what to put on that background.
Oh, I see. I mean, usually when I draw, I found backgrounds to be hard because I draw the character first, and I have to draw the background after I made the characters. It was very hard.
Yeah, that's I actually advise this, and I saw a lot of artists recommend this to do the background first and try to draw the characters after, because it's way easier to incorporate them in a specific scene or with a specific atmosphere than trying to figure that out after.
Okay, I see.
It's I don't really do this anymore because it takes a lot of my time, but I used to do this, and when I was doing this, like for the Harry Potter drawing that I did, or for the one with the over the garden wall, same. I try to picture the background first, the scene, how it would look in my head, and then I'd look for references, then make a color palette, because I have color palettes for each character that I draw. I draw them first, I color them first in their original colors, and after that I start adding different effects, different layers, and blending modes over, so I can incorporate them in the specific scene.
Ah, that's interesting.
Like, for instance, if I want to draw Sonic in Frontiers during, let's see, Knight's fight, for instance, he emits neon purple lights, and the atmosphere is dark, like it's during the night time. So I draw Sonic in his normal colors, I shade him, and after that I add a layer above, and I grab from the background colors. I drop them on the layer above Sonic, and then I switch to blending modes to either overlay or color, depending on which one works better. And that's how I incorporate the character itself in the scene, so he feels it feels like he is there and he's not completely ripped from that specific scene.
That's interesting. Even though I haven't played Frontiers, it's still interesting.
I enjoyed Frontiers a lot because I love games. My favorite game, for instance, is Assassin's Creed. So character build-up RPG games, and seeing this incorporated in Sonic, having an open world, running around, building the character, adding skills and stuff, I really enjoyed that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I love that. I couldn't pass the towers level, though, the one of the last ones before you go to the last ride boss. Sorry, I'm so sorry if this is a little spoiler right now.
It's alright. I haven't, even though I haven't played a game of it, I honestly don't care if I get spoiled.
Alright. Yeah, I called my fiance to pass me that level. I'm like, look, I tried, I keep falling, I keep dying, I cannot do this anymore. I'm literally at my limit. Please pass me this level.
That's crazy. If I ever play Frontiers one day, I am gonna have a lot of trouble passing that level. I'm not really. Oh, sorry. You could go ahead.
It's not. I'm sorry. It's not the easiest. Like, it's still a game. You still need to focus. It's not like you go blindly and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
The only way to win is to succeed and try again.
Yeah.
After I fell like 10 times from those towers, I was like, no, I'm so done.
Only way. Excuse me, sorry.
I see. I was gonna say, like, I'm probably gonna have a lot of trouble on that level. Sometimes I'm not really good at video games, but I can give it a try on that level if I ever have Frontiers.
I so hope you're gonna have an easier time than I did.
Probably, maybe or maybe not.
It's still a very fun game. The story is incredible. The effects and everything. It's magnificent. It's magnificently done. Magnificently, is that even a word? Magnificent done.
Yeah.
Magnificently, yes, that's a word.
Yes, yeah, it's a word.
I hope I'm not reinventing English now.
Wait, now we do it every day.
I just got so used to talking in English because my fiance is British and he doesn't know Romanian, so we speak in English. And with him around, I also kept my English up because otherwise I don't really have anywhere else to practice it.
I see. I mean, the characters in Frontiers, they're cool as well.
Oh, definitely.
Yep, and that's about it. I hope I'm not keeping this up that long.
If you need any help in drawing and I don't know, generally blending modes or effects and stuff, I'm more than happy to help anyone.
Okay, I see. Oh, okay.
I don't know much either. I'm not great.
Yeah, we do need to move on.
I just need to do this
We
as
need
a
to
hobby.
move on to the next person.
Oh, sorry.
You need to move on to the next person. So, Thanks for your questions, Netsuko. Maybe we can speak with you later.
You too.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for the question.
You're welcome.
Anyway, who's the next person up?
Hang on. First thing we did. Okay, good.
How about we do? The prankster had her hand up before. Let's do the prankster.
Okay.
Oh, hello. Can
Hello.
you hear me?
Hello,
Yeah?
prankster.
Oh, good. Oh, goody. My question, if it hasn't already been asked, FoxReed, do you have
Yeah?
any art? Do you have any art styles other than the Sonic art style that you really enjoy, like you really like?
I guess painting. I have already seen that done much on Twitter. It was everyone's doing cell shading. Well, I'm doing cell shading now as well, but painting, I love painting digitally. I've sadly never painted in real life,
Oh.
but painting, mixing colors, it's spectacular. It's such a nice feeling when all the colors mix up and you get something out of it.
I'm guessing that feeling is very accomplishing.
Oh yes, it is. After you work like 2-3 days on a painting and you finally see it done, it is a nice feeling. Yes.
Yeah, so I guess it is really accomplishing.
Yeah. Other than that, no, not really. I just know these two drawing styles: painting and cell shading,
Oh,
and
okay. Well,
adding effects, effects all the way. You can transform a drawing, a plain drawing, with effects.
So anyway, I'll pick the next person. I'm gonna pick George Spreen, I think it's called. Hello there.
Hello.
George Spreen, can you hear us?
Nope.
Discord, everyone.
There you go. Yay!
Hello.
Now we can hear. Now we can hear you. Now we can
Yes.
hear you.
Yeah, Discord issues. So,
Okay.
yo,
So what's the question?
what is the best Sonic art you made? Like, all
All around.
well, the best one of all time.
The best one of all time. Um, that's a very good question. I think I poured my heart and soul. I'll just put it in the discussion channel into this one for that I did for a Zine for the Chaos Creators.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I think that was my absolute favorite. That one and the Avatar one that I have.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly poured my heart and soul into that, and I hope it gets accepted for design. But I really love how both
I hope
characters ended
so.
up. And yes, it's Sonic and Shadow, my little obsession,
Yeah.
and from the Black Knight.
Ah, yeah. So, yeah,
Hey,
that was
so-
my question.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you,
up, George.
thank you.
George Spreen.
No problem.
We got one more hand raised right now. I'm gonna call up. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Hey, hello there. Can you hear us?
No.
You're muted. Hit the unmute button, please.
How the frick do I do this?
There you go.
Okay, now we can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Whew. Sorry, I was having trouble with here because I'm doing it on mobile.
So anyway, what's your question?
Well,
My teacher and students are doing role play from the inside the
for the love of God, people. Sorry about that. If I may ask, what are your thoughts on Shattuck, or just character design in general?
Which character designs? You mean for the Sonic characters?
Like, say, take Shattuck, for example.
In case you're wondering, Shattuck is this character from a fanfic. Fanfic done a while back. It merges Sonic and Shadow together.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, from
I generally
Naruto
like
Unleashed.
I generally like it canon. This is why I don't have any OCs either. I like canon characters. I'm not too fond of fanfics or OCs in general.
Well, that's understandable.
That answers your questions. Yeah,
What about character design in general? Or what is the general rule when it comes to character design? At least to you.
I haven't really studied character designs. Like, I'm just doing the drawings based on the characters that already exist, and I try to replicate their specific looks, let's say, as much as possible to the actual game or the actual comic.
That's understandable. I kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, but I try to do that in my own style. For instance, if you guys looked by any chance on their eyes, how I draw eyes on the Sonic characters, I have a very specific way of drawing them that I haven't really seen anyone do. So I guess that's my little character design, let's say.
Yeah, I totally vibe with that. I tend to do it more in the Junio-esque way, where it kind of curves in a little.
Oh, alright. How I generally draw characters, or I try to draw them, I start with the line of action. And doing a line of action, I can already imagine the character's pose and which way he bends. So I try to avoid drawing them in static poses. Like, if you look, for instance,
I really. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Say.
Okay. This is awkward. This is very awkward.
Yes, I am so sorry.
No. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Well, for me, how I typically do is since I've been doing drawing on mobile, I figured the best way for me to generally get an idea of not only the pose but the proportions of characters, I make a color block in a sense where you can sort of map out the proportions of how things are generally sized, which it makes it a bit easier to actually give it form without going into more details until after the general skeleton is done, basically. Think of it like the muscles of the character, basically.
Alright. I guess I kind of do them like, I always start with a circle when I do their head. And I do a cross in the middle to see where around the nose and the muzzle would be and where the eyes would start. And based on the size of the circle that I do, I proportion Sonic's body, for instance, be another circle. His feet are 2 more circles. And his hands and his feet are always the size of his head. That's how I proportion them.
Huh. You know, I
I tend to do the same thing, although I change it every now and again. I say that considering I'm usually a traditional artist, which I always go with the pencil. I'm kind of gotten out of touch with digital drawing since I was younger.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I completely dropped the traditional art. Sadly, it's more easier to do digital for me because I have an iPad as well and I can do it on the go.
True. I guess. Well, I guess you know what they say. You win some, you lose some. I suppose.
Yeah, but that's how I proportion them. But if I draw them in perspective, for instance, I incorporate them in a box. I draw the box first. For instance, if I want to draw the character from his head to his toes, looking upwards, then I draw the box from the top part that you see. I draw the box in perspective, and I incorporate the character in that box.
Oh, that's actually really useful. I never thought of it. I had to take note of that.
Yeah, it's difficult, and if you draw characters in perspective, they completely get bent. Like the proportions are not the same anymore. Like if you want to draw a character pointing to you, you're gonna draw the hand way bigger than his face and his head and the rest of his body because it's in front of the camera. I generally try to imagine where the camera is. And based on that, I try to draw the perspective, but it's still really difficult for me. I'm still learning it myself.
Oh, trust me, I struggle with the same. Like, especially since I work with traditional, one of the forgiving factors is, like, since I work in pencil, it's easier to, well, not necessarily easier to erase mistakes all that often, but it's much more forgiving in terms of details. At least in me.
I know, but we really need to move on.
My Dragon Age conversation a bit too long.
A bit. We have one more person with their hand. We have actually a couple more people with their hands raised.
My bad.
Thanks for the question.
So,
no,
thanks for your question.
Why?
Right. Now next week we have Chris. I'm gonna call him up real quick.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
Anyways, my question for you is, what inspired you to actually start drawing Sonic art, especially in your own style?
I joined Twitter by accident, I guess, and I just saw so many people do all these incredible arts. Then I was like, I need to do this myself. And I generally had a lot of ideas in my head, and I still do. I sadly don't have time to apply all of them. But I wanted to be part of this incredible community. I met a lot of very nice people through the Sonic community and through drawing itself. And I really still want to be part of this and to continue doing this.
Nice. All I can say to that is keep up the awesome work. Your artwork is still amazing to this day.
Thank you very much.
I will take my leave.
Okay, it looks like we don't have any more hands raised, so I guess we're gonna have to end this panel right here and now.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Let's give a round of applause for our very special guest, Ms. FoxReed, as well as for my co-host, Blue Jolts.
Oh.
Thank you very much for having me. It was really fun, and I'm really sorry if we extended the time.
No problem.
All good, no worries, no harm done.
We still actually have plenty of time, but yeah, with no questions, we're gonna have to close out now. Anyway, our next panel is up on Monday at 7 p.m. We're gonna be fishing with Big. We're gonna join Big as we ask him questions about fishing. Anyway, thank you all for coming, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Yep, thank you.
Till next time.